Salam Tana, Taina is telling. This will be a brief history on the Ethiopian flag, the Ethiopian banner. We had posted on the YouTube's a two-part expose, can we say it? Expose, or a kind of for your information, FYI, concerning the Ethiopian banner, the Imperial Ethiopian banner of our King of Kings, of Kebra, Haile Selassie, and of the blameless, the faithful Mitmenan, the Ethiopian Hebrews at home and abroad. And most of y'all probably have seen this flag in some of its various official forms, as well as in many unofficial forms. So we as the Rastafari Knights, we are very concerned as the soldiers of Christ that our banner be not desecrated. And this is exactly what these Illuminati Khans, so-called Muslims and Muslims, have done. Now, we're not condemning all so-called Muslims or Muslims, Ethiopian or otherwise, but what we are pointing to is that they have no right to desecrate our flag, period. Point blank, period. You understand? And if we apply their own rules or their own laws or interpretation of their laws to them, then they will have a holy war which they will not be able to endure. Plain and simple. You understand? And they're not really our enemies, but are making themselves into our enemies. But anyway, we had got some comments on number 1, Line of Judah, LOJ, Ethiopia's imperial banner being violated. And we'd like to share some of this with y'all, as well as to respond publicly to this individual, Pharaoh, as well as to any others that may have this question, because the question has come up before. And it's a easy question scripturally and historically to basically answer. So let's just get up to speed and everything. The first comment that came from Pharaoh was, you forget to add the source of these star and moon and who these people are that are doing so to the Ethiopian flag. Until you do so, you will be considered a pawn for the Illuminati. Just Google Islam, moon, and crescent. A pawn for the Illuminati. If that's trying to be insulting, and we did respond to this individual about that, a pawn for the Illuminati. They're really the pawn for the Illuminati, because obviously if they know what the origin of the star and the moon is, and the fact that this is the Ethiopian imperial flag, then they should be clear on it. And actually the people who are doing this desecration to the Imperial Ethiopian flag are the pawns for the Eurocentric Illuminati and the Illuminati Khans. The Illuminati Khans. Get familiar with that phrase right there, Illuminati Khans. Ethiopia had responded, how much can be added in a 10-minute video? It's obvious that the sovereign and ancient Ethiopian imperial flag is being violated. Also, the pawn for the Illuminati joke is in bad taste, since Haile Selassie stood against the Illuminati Khans, the Eurocentric Adam Weishaupt Illuminati, and so do all true Rastafari. Why are they doing that to our flag? It is wrong, no excuse, period. That's why Lij Yasu got pulled over. That's why he got his skull turned down as well. Now, Pharaoh had responded 15 hours or so ago and quoted Exodus chapter 24, verses 4 to 6. That's the quote that they quoted. And the quote goes, you shall not make for yourself a graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. Well, it's obvious that this person is a Bible quoter and is using the Bible as an authority to quote to us and quote obviously against us. So therefore, let us also respond to it in kind with a biblical response. Now, first of all, the person misquoted the scripture. That's the first point about Pharaoh. That Pharaoh quoted Exodus 24, and actually it is Exodus 20, not 24. Now, some people may say, well, Pharaoh may say, well, that's a small point, but it's a very major point. If you do that in a court of law, you would basically, if not be thrown out, your case is bad. Once you start to do that with the law, you went to the law and you misquoted the law. You understand? Not just misquoting the law in application to the point concerning the Ethiopian imperial flag being violated, but you also misquoted the very verse. It's like saying, well, Your Honor, former case so-and-so versus so-and-so, and there's nothing on the books there. Maybe it's actually in another state, in another jurisdiction, but you did not, you basically misquoted. I forgot what the legal terminologies about that, when you do something like that are. But you basically misquoted right there. It's not Exodus 24, 4-6. It's actually Exodus 20, 4-6. And get it right. I know you'll probably excuse yourself, but you can't excuse yourself. But the response to that actually is that we don't worship a flag. First of all, if you do want to quote Exodus 20, get it right. It's not Exodus 24. But if that was your intention, and it's obvious it's probably was your intention, but you're not diligent, we don't worship a flag. First of all, the word engraven, it means to carve into stone. To carve into stone. That's what engraven mean. Or graven / engraven. To engraven means to carve in stone, and the graven image is a stone idol or a stone image, which is used for worship purposes, much like those that are found at the Vatican and almost every Roman Catholic church all over the world. Just to point that out to those who do also use the Bible and misquote the Bible as you have misquoted the Bible. And they worship these stone and engraven idols or graven idols. A flag, on the other hand, is both biblical, and our flag especially is biblical and scriptural. So Pharaoh, try again. But then Pharaoh responded 14 hours ago, and Pharaoh said, what's the history of the flag? Oh, now you want to learn? Or you're up to your old kind of little tricks here. But anyway, briefly, let's keep it in scriptural, biblical territory, because the history of this flag is very important as well, and you need to do some research on that. We said it was going to be brief, right? Anyway, Numbers 2:2. In the book of Numbers in the Bible, chapter 2, verse 2, it says, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard. Now, standard doesn't mean pitch by your own opinion or your own morality or something like that. No, it's pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house. Ensign, you understand, means the image or the logo that each tribe, each of the 12 tribes of Israel had their own particular logo. The tribe of Judah used the Lion of Judah as its ensign on its standard, much like this flag here, the Imperial Ethiopian flag, uses and utilizes the ensign of the Anbessa Arma on its Sendek Alama. All right. And it goes on, the scripture in Numbers 2:2, it goes on to say, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. Now, this is very important because we are diligent to keep a separation between the holy, you understand, and that which, even though it's holy, may be profaned by the ignorant and the unlettered and the unlearned. It says right here that they would pitch their standard with their ensign, the ensign of their father's house, far off about the Dinquan, far off about the Mishkan, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation. Now, this particular flag, the biblical history of the imperial flag, is summed up in our next quote, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 26, and it reads,